What's up, Dragon Brood? Today, we're going to be taking a look at Naya Enchantments because of Runeforge Champion. A bunch of people have been asking me to put it into a deck and say like, hey, can this work? Well, I think it can. And do the runes make enough of a difference with all the new enchantment creatures? Well, maybe. We're going to go find out. As always, you know I gotta ask, check out our friends over at shop.ultrapro.com if you want to get anything to protect your stuff. And you know they're reliable because they're in their 70th, well, I don't know how I can say that, 70th year in business. So check them out, show them some love. They're big supporters of me and my content. And we love the folks over at Ultra Pro. Okay, so I want to say this is the deck that like multiple people have been saying like, have you added red? Have you tried the runes? Have you tried playing with Runeforge Champion? Like, so I'm doing this to kind of just like get it out the way and say like, okay, let's just do it, see if it's any good. Because honestly, we would really need to find out, is this a better way to be playing than it is to just play green-white? Don't know if it is, but you know, that's why I do the stuff so you don't have to. You can just follow along and find out. So, for Generous Visitor, not a surprise. For Machiko's Reign of Truth, definitely sticking this in there because this has probably been one of the more surprising cards out of this set, to be honest. 3 Rune of Sustenance, and you're probably saying like, why not more? The reality is, we already have a thing that gains life, plus we need to squeeze room for other things, so we can't just play all 4 of each of the runes. So something had to give. Rune of Speed, we decided to keep 4 of this one because, well, giving haste to a thing that flips, like let's say Machiko's Reign of Truth, when it becomes Portrait of Machiko, sometimes you have this like 6/6 or 7/7 that's summoning sick, right? So now you at least have a way to give it haste, so I'm hoping that's one of the upgrades that this brings to the deck. Kami of Transience, obviously, since we're playing enchantments, we're going to want this. And it does come back from the graveyard, which is pretty nice against all these control decks. Rune of Might. Don't know if we need to be playing 4 of these or not, but it does at least, again, allow something big like your Machiko's Reign of Truth to be able, or I guess Portrait of Machiko, to be able to actually trample, or anything else that we've grown big because of Generous Visitor. It's kind of redundant because our biggest creature a lot of times is going to be Kami of Transience, which already tramples. So, we'll see. We'll see. Jeskai Naturalist. Obviously, the other best cards you're going to play in the deck because it just makes everything cheaper. And also, this played alongside the Runeforge Champion makes your runes cost 0, effectively. And I think that's why people are excited by this, is that if you can chain off 3 or 4 runes, then you get all these extra cards and it's awesome. I just don't know how often it's going to happen. Then we're playing 3 Borrowed Time because we got to have some removal to give ourselves some outs. A couple of Catilda Dawnheart Martyr, just as an over-the-top finisher. It's something we can play out of the graveyard. Give us a little bit of extra reach that we may not have otherwise. Also, this works well with Rune of Might as well. And then we're playing 3 Runeforge Champion. Now, people are saying, if this was the card we're building, why are we not playing 4? Okay, the part of the issue is that it does cost 3, and it's not getting cost reduced, and it is only a 2/3. So we don't want to be loaded up on these because this is not really our best card, right? We've got Machiko's Reign of Truth, we've got the Kami of Transience, Jeskai Naturalist, Catilda. All are actually better than our Runeforge Champion. This is just helping us find an additional enchantment. So while it's good, I didn't necessarily want 4 of them in the list because it does feel a little bit slow and clunky. And you do have the problem that if you play it on turn 3 and then it gets killed, you don't get even a discount on what you found. Now you replace the card in your hand, which is awesome, but that's about it. So if you want to play 4, go for it. And then we're playing 3 Showdown of the Scalds because if we were playing red mana, no point in playing it just for Rune of Speed. That seems a little bit silly. So we're going to go ahead and play 3 Showdown of the Scalds, and hopefully that helps us out in the later stages of the games. Lands, we're playing 1 Eiganjo, 3 Plains, 1 Boseiju, 1 Forest, 1 Lair of the Hydra, 4 of each of the pathways, so Crag Crown, Needle Verge, and Branchloft, and 3 Sundown Pass. So this should be pretty solid overall. I mean, it's got all the right cards in it, so I expect to have some pretty good games. However, we are going to talk after the games about what we would change, and do we think this is better or worse than playing just the Selesnya version, right? The green-white one. So yeah, let's go get into some games, see how it is. Also, please watch until the end because I want to make sure you have the most information, especially if you're going to try to play this going forward. I wanted to know the differences, and we're going to find those out from the games. Additionally, I appreciate y'all. Just wanted to say that. Anyway, let's go get into the games. We'll see you on the other side. Yeah, all right, we'll go first. This isn't bad enough to throw back, so I'm keeping it. But realistically, I would have liked either a 1-mana thing or some green mana to play this on 2 and gamble. You know, something a little flashier than what we have right now. Because realistically, we're just going to play Machiko's Reign of Truth and do nothing on turn 2 right now. But we'll see what we draw. You never know. You never know. We could get an untapped green source here and it'd be like, nothing happened. See? Now, that's not to say they don't have a billion removal cards in hand. But, you know, it's something. Maybe we'll get to Borrowed Time and I Twitch away. Actually, I say that we probably have to save it for like Lolth or something. Voldaren Estate. Well, that's not what I expected to see. Okay. That's definitely a thing. Gonna sack it. Deadly Dispute. Okay. I mean, I guess worst case scenario, if they do find a 1-mana thing to kill our Kami, they're just gonna be using the treasure up. So that's not terrible. Might still be worth it to them, though. I don't know. Well, that's not too bad, is it? So we get to do this. And then play this. And I guess we get uber greedy? I mean, if we're going to hit, we might as well hit big, right? If we're going to do it, let's just do it all the way. And then this is pay 1 life. You have to use it to play vampires, or you can make tokens. All right. All right, choosing vampire with that. A lot of multi-lands here. One thing I can guess is they're playing like 3-color vampires. Ooh, that's good. We're just going to put this here because it doesn't really matter. Borrowed Time. We're going to not get too greedy. Let's juice some things up elsewhere in case something happens to our Kami, because that's likely to happen in the next couple turns. Though now if they don't kill the Kami, they're just going to be dead, so we can give it trample. Enrica says... Yeah, it's not going to be enough, opponent. I mean, it could be lose a life, draw a card, find another mana. Well, Valentin, that does gain you a point of life. That's some amount of math that does matter. Okay, there you go. Life gain is relevant. Okay, we have double red, triple white. All right, we're going to go with this. Now I just have to figure out the best way to use it. So if we play Machiko, that's going to be plus 1, 2, 3. And 1 from the visitor. So we can make the visitor like a 6/6. Kami will also be a 6/6 and trample. Though, if we give the Kami the +1, Kami's going to get an additional +1. So that's 7. And then we give it 1, 2, 3. So that's 10. -4. No, -5. That still wouldn't kill the opponent. Like, no way I do this math do we get to kill the opponent. So let's just do this. Put a counter. Let's see. 3, 4. Yeah, just got to make sure they're both big enough to send them into battle is what I'm doing here. So if we do that, the trample, I think, is still going to make it a non-issue. Yeah, you block. You get to gain some life. So there you go. Oh, it got exiled. I forgot. Because what's his name was out. Oh, that's a mistake on my part. Totally forgot about the exile clause. Should have just attacked with the visitor. I was thinking when they died, I'd be able to get it back or whatever, but wasn't even thinking about the fact that it was going to get exiled. So that's big for the opponent, especially with them being at 11. Stromkirk, sure. That's a real body. Who do we juice up here? Probably just you. And then we play this. Putting a counter here. And we play this. Putting a counter here. Oh, wow. We could play this. Play this here. Give this the +1. My goodness, that was a good turn. Oh, that was fantastic. That was a sicko turn. Love that. And our hand's still juiced here. Yeah, opponent's dead now. Ooh, and another one? I was like, and another one. All right, well, I guess we're just gonna give this trample. Put the counter here. Yeah, we had so many bonuses coming there. I mean, I guess this is okay. Yeah, we'll keep it. I just don't expect our Kamigawa Transits to live very long. Oh, and against this deck, I'm pretty sure it's gone. The only plus side is we picked up a Showdown of the Scalds that might help. That's literally our only saving grace here. I mean, it's probably just going to die to a Vanishing Verse right here. Because that's what I would think. Wait, are you going to sack your Dockside Chef to itself? Which, by the way, why it gets to sacrifice to itself, I have no earthly idea. We're not going to block, just in case they had some crazy idea. They're going to, like, meat hook for 1. Nope, they're going to Deadly Dispute. Okay. Well, what does that mean for us here? I mean, I guess we do the only thing that makes sense. I mean, if they got something, they got something. Maybe they'll try to Loth here? And then we can kill a Loth? I mean, this tramples anyway, but... maybe that's our best play. I mean, because we don't have enough land to even play a Showdown here. Kaya, that's a problem.
I just want to get in,
yep,
get out,
Kaya gets rid of our creature, and we can't get it back from the graveyard. So that's not good for us. That's weird, because Kaya doesn't really do anything, but also does kind of do things. So I'm just going to get rid of her.
What a waste of time.
And then next turn we can play this. Maybe find a land, play the land, and see what happens after that. Edgar. Well, would have been nice to get rid of an Edgar too, huh? No such luck, though. Hey, thanks for liking the stream there. Okay, we got another card for Edgar later. That's not bad. Not bad. I guess we'll put this on white. And then we'll see what we can do. We'll try to get rid of Edgar. Attack with the big Machiko. I mean, it's probably just going to die, if we're being honest. But, I mean, we still got to try. Okay. Alright, I guess they figured they're going to lose the... Actually, they should have waited. Honestly. Well, I mean... I don't know. Yeah, I probably would have waited, because you would have been able to kill this in response to us targeting it. And now we get rid of that, and they don't really get any value. So it's kind of a weird choice by them, honestly. Not completely sure that was beneficial. Now, they can get their Dockside Duder back. So that's a thing we have to at least consider. But let's start... If I'm going to do that, let's tap this. 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 Things what we want to do. I mean, this is probably dead 10 different ways, so I'm not even going to worry about it. Like, if it lives, it lives. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I'm not sweating it. Because it's there, we're going to try to play these cards out of our hand. Okay. And we'll attack. All right. Not sure how this portrait of Machiko is still on the board, but here we are. A very weird spot, it feels like. All right. There's a wedding announcement. And another wedding announcement. Did we just win this somehow, attacking with a single creature, really? Oh, that's not true. We got one attack in with the Kami for like 4 so many turns ago. They still have treasure. We'll assume this is probably some type of Vanishing Verse or whatever. Maybe. I mean, but if the opponent's at 8, I mean, as soon as we play this, they just die, right? Because this is +2, effectively, because we get the +1 from this trigger and then 1 on the Machiko itself. Yeah. Oh, because the other one died, actually. Oh, so we do have to play one of these other cards. That's only 9. Well, that'll do. Like, this'll get us there just the same. Sure. With this, we'll play yet another portrait. Okay. All right. I'll take it. We kind of choose to remember things. I always tell people, like, in every story, when a situation happens and you win, you're the hero. But in their story, you're the villain that got lucky. You know what I mean? Yeah, we'll keep this instead. This is much better. Oh, actually not much better because we can't play this on 1 and this on 2. Huh. That's a little unfortunate. I guess we got to keep it still, though. All right. I'm going to scrap that. And I'm just going to play this tapped. I'm going to gamble on the Naturalist. It's probably bad. I probably should have got rid of, like, one of these runes, potentially. And then gambled on having the Visitor, but I don't know. This could be fine. Let's see what the opponent does here. Oh, you're playing the same deck? Just in green-white? Looks like they are. Okay, so we're going to have to be, well, I was going to say much faster, but that changes things a little bit. Ah, boy. Because now I want to play this. I want to play one of these. Attack with this. But not going to lie, I kind of want to just get rid of their Naturalist. So that's what we're going to do. That stands to be a bigger threat, as much as I don't want to admit it. Hopefully our Naturalist lives when they don't have their own borrowed time, but there's a chance they do. Or they might borrow time our borrowed time to get their thing back, because that's real. Well, as much as I would love to have this in play. I don't... Actually, you know what? Yeah, let's do that. Because now you have to choose. You're going to get rid of our Kami or you're going to get rid of our Naturalist. And then we're going to try to draw a bunch of cards next turn. So here we just put the onus on the opponent. Like, you choose. Alright. They got another Naturalist. So game on. And they got more mana than we do. So it's a real problem. As much as we don't want to admit it's a problem, it's a very big problem. Another Kami, but that's got to wait, unfortunately. Okay. Now, do we want to just load up a Kami? And try to get cards to draw into another thing? I don't think we can. I think we got to do this. Much as I don't want to. Yeah, might as well just make this as big as possible. Oh, it wasn't a land. It wasn't a land. Goodness. All right. Accidentally attacked with that. Didn't mean to, but I don't think it changes much. I mean, if they have a way to get rid of our Kamigawa Transits, we're in trouble anyway. We got stuck on 2 for too long. Didn't even draw anything with our bonus cards, sadly. But maybe we still get out of trouble here. Like I said, I meant to attack with just the 5/4, but we'll see. Opponent's not doing too... Oh, well, that helps a lot, actually. That's basically going to make it where we can't attack. Yep, that's no good for us. All right, we did find more mana. But what are we going to do with it is the question. I think we just do this. And we put this on green since we know what our hands looks like. And then we just pass. Now, the interesting thing here is if we block with the Kamigawa Transient and it dies, we actually had an enchantment go to the graveyard, so we'll get this back at the end of the turn anyway. So that's kind of cool. But beyond that, we don't have a lot of cool going on. Catilda, that's going to be a real problem. Yep, that does not help our case any. Yep, we're just dead. Like, misplays and no lands. That's a combination just to lose. This is a definite mulligan. If one of these lands was green, I think I would have went for it, but no deal. We'll keep this, but this is not much better, sadly. Maybe we'll find something off the top to make this a little more exciting. Those are cool. Oh, opponent, let's go. All right. Let's see if we find something good. Otherwise, we're just going to play a Machiko with no support, which sucks. But sometimes you do what you got to do. I think we still just play this out. Not even worth it to play the rune with nothing. Liberator. Why do I feel like we actually have to kill the Liberator? I feel like that thing's going to be a thorn in our side if we don't deal with it. Which is super sad. But at the very least, this makes our Machiko, our Portrait of Machiko, a little bit bigger anyway. So that's fine. Not the card I really want to use that against, but I feel like if we don't, we try to borrow time something else, it would just get rid of it and they'd get their thing back anyway. So, kind of an ugly spot to be in, unfortunately. Alright. I'm going to assume that this Machiko is not going to do much. But I feel like we could do... Why would you tap that way, Arena? I don't even have green things available. Alright. Let's do this. And we'll get... Search our library. We'll get a green rune, I guess. Play with its ability. I'm assuming this is where the portrait dies. No, we get a card. Okay. That's pleasant. Weird. Oh, Blood Chief starts. That's why. That's the only removal they had. I was like, I don't know what to make of this. It felt very strange. Alright, so we play this. We'll play this on green. We'll cast it. Yeah, that's fine. Maybe we'll draw something else we can play. I mean, technically that was an accurate statement. Is it something we want to play? It's a different story. All right, so they must have like a deadly dispute or something there. Nope, they're just gonna take the trample damage anyway. I guess they got to go find mana, and that's more important for them here. Man, opponent's at 14. I think we play this in the event we draw like back-to-back runes. We could potentially have lethal, because that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Nah, not quite enough. 11. Maybe if they're green runes. I mean, that's asking a lot, but we'll see what happens. Could also be a red rune, because we could like Catilda plus a red rune. That would be fine. This is not going to help us, however. What is that?
An unbelievable connection.
Who is even... Why is this site even making noise? All right. Sorry about that, y'all. That was weird. This only destroys stuff an opponent controls, right? Yeah. So 6, 7. I mean, we could play Catilda. I mean, I guess Catilda just shores things up, right? Because if they meat hook for 3, we'd still have Catilda for some amount. We get a Kami back. Okay. They'd have to meat hook for 4 right now, though. So let's go ahead and do this. All right. And we'll just end the turn. I'm going to hold on to this Boseiju in case something happens here. Not sure what something is. I mean, it could be a... I don't even know. That would be bad. I was thinking like binding, but what are you even binding here? Kura is a reasonable blocker here. Opponent's at 9. 3, 6, 7. So we need an enchantment. That is a great enchantment. that will do wonders. I'm actually going to play this so I can leave a red and a green up. Actually, I probably need to leave a white up, realistically. So if we're going to do it, let's do this, since I have access to another green in hand. Put counter here, I guess. I mean, that's already lethal regardless. Yep. Good one. Oh boy, we get to go first, and we do have green mana. We can have green white. We could put... All right, cool. Let's see what we could do with this. I mean, I don't expect a lot, but you know, we'll see. We'll see. Stranger things have happened. I think I'm gonna hold on to this Rune of Speed because later on it feels like it could be kind of impact. Oh, well, we got to play the Kami at Transients, right? That's a gimme. Dang. Yep, I want to do something else, but this is the right play. If they've got a portable hole or something, so be it. They do not. Ooh, we got another Kami. Yeah, don't quite want to walk into a sweeper. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this. Put the counter here just to make sure. I mean, it makes it 4 toughness. All right. So we attack. Now, what this does allow us to do is play a Kami with haste the next turn. So depending on what they do here, we could have a pretty strong turn. All right. Huh. All right. I mean, this might get countered. Nope, it didn't. We'll juice this one. just gonna let that happen? Really? This feels like a setup. See, and the good thing here is now if the 4/3 dies, we get one back anyway. Because an enchantment died, so we get to return it to our hand, which would be pretty slick. This is why we held on to that rune, so we can get some hasty attackers in here. Alright, opponent's at 8, and we've got 6 on board. We don't have access to another enchantment to get the 2 more points yet. So that is a little bit of a problem. Alright, what would you like to do? Okay, that's legit. Buy yourself some time. Don't hate it. That is reasonable. Now it's just, do you have another bounce spell? We can play this. This gets +1 from that, 1 from its own. So we can get it up to 7. Ugh. It's not quite enough. We could play this Kami and then just play this on the new one and just be set up to attack next turn. Not really ideal, but probably smarter. Opponent's not responding to anything? Huh. Oh, that's actually big here. That's big, because now we can Catilda plus haste. So that should be able to take care of things from here. Because if they play us... Well, that's not true. They could have a sweeper plus a bounce spell. But if they do sweep the board, we get the 2 transients back in our hand anyway. Alright, I mean, you're going to discard a card, draw 4. Yep, get 4 treasure. So that still opens up things. So yeah, our plan right now is just force the opponent to have 3 answers, effectively. Like I said, we're going to Catilda with haste, and then force them to have something. But it would have to be at least 2 bounce spells. I mean, anything here that's like deal 2 to your creatures, copy it, whatever, isn't going to be enough. Because of the rune of speed. Yeah, that's definitely not going to do it. Because we got tramplers. They did go to 7, though. Yep. Alright. We're going to play Catilda. I mean, I guess if you got 2 Fading Hopes. But that's 6 hasty plus all the other... Or I guess 7, actually. I wasn't even thinking about that. Gets a +1. Alright. Try to attack. I mean, if you got it, you got it. I mean, like, credit to the opponent. You drew hot. Okay, they don't have it. All right, we go first. Yeah, we have to keep this one. Don't know how it's going to turn out, but definitely got to keep it. We need this in tap first, though. Ooh, Eater of Virtue. That's cool. Not something you get to see that often. Okay, now we want to get an untapped land just so we can play Kami followed by Rune of Speed and then go ham. Oh, that sucks. Well, I say that sucks, but if a creature dies, we get our thing back anyway, so how much do we really care? That is the real question. I think we just play this anyway. And no attacks. I almost was willing to trade there, but we could just throw one of these on the Kami. Let the Kami do what it's going to do. Here's a real thing. If I double block here, they don't get a land. The Eater goes unequipped. We lose both of our creatures. We get the Kamigawa Transients back. I guess we just give them the land. And just say we'll gamble. I mean, I don't know if that's correct at all by any stretch, but it's what we're doing. Oh, crap. I can't do that with that one. Let's do this. As the life might actually matter. I'm just going to pump this one to make it as big as possible. Oh, another Kami. I don't know if that solves our problem too much. Stuck on 2 lands is not where we want to be here. The only good news is that we have reduced cost double runes. So that helps. But right now, alright. It's even bigger. And you attack, you go get another land, we ain't blocking. I mean, that was the whole point of putting the life gain on the Kami. I mean, they're going to have tons of mana to do whatever the hell they want next turn, so there's probably some insane spell coming that we just can't do anything about, but is what it is, you know? We play this. We play this on red. Play this here for hastiness. Put the counter there. Attack. Do we attack with everything, knowing they're going to block one of the Kamis? Because otherwise, that's 10, 11. Even if they block this, which would be annoying to us, but then the opponent's just at lethal next turn. So sure. And if you get us, you get us. Like, we're willing to play that game. And we could always just find another Rune of Speed. I doubt we will, but we could. Got to play on the possibility. Interesting, too, that they only went and got green, so I'm wondering why they're playing red in the deck at all. Because during none of these did they get a mountain, which I think is something to really pay attention to. Because they had 3 opportunities now where they could have gotten a mountain. They chose not to. Toski. All right, that's cards to go with all your other stuff. Pack leader, sure. And they did not attack. So, how do we want to treat this? Opponent has 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 power worth of blockers. We can get this Kami up to 5, 6, 7. So if they block with 8, they would still live. If they block with 6, they would double block the other 2, and that wouldn't kill it. All right. So just thinking of ways that we can get out of this. If we play this Kami, we can't do anything else here. I mean, because we just don't have the mana, right? So I think our plan is just do this. Put a counter here. All right. I was hoping we'd draw something worthwhile. We have a Rune of Speed now. That's actually good. So let's go ahead and play this here, since the Kami's going to grow anyway. And kind of diversify our bonds, as the Wu-Tang Clan would tell us. And no attack. So this is the pivotal turn here. And at a minimum, the Toski has to attack. So we'll block Toski. And we gain 5. I don't know what the opponent's deck does. There's a bunch of Deathtouch things here that I guess are trying to do some poison action. Like, I'm very confused. All right, we'll block here. I mean, there's really no point. I mean, you're not doing anything else with the mana. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, weird game. Okay, we'll keep it. Let's see what this turns into. We'll pass. That's probably not going to be great for us, huh? We're either going to need this Kami to go the distance, or we're going to need a lot of borrowed times. I think that's what this amounts to. Kami, so far, is alive. Not sure how long that lasts, but here we go. At least get rid of the thing that's going to gain them life. All right. Okay. We knew that was a possibility. Gonna do this. Maybe if we draw a land, we just play a... Alright. Put this on... I guess... Usually I would put this on white, but seeing as how we might want to cast something plus Runa Speed next turn, maybe that's not what we're doing. Crap. You know what? I'm gonna put it on white anyway. Instinct tells me that's what we want to do. Let's save those, though. Let's just do this and get another card. No, I guess the color didn't really matter all that much. Alright. Please don't have a way to remove my Kami, because we have no other creatures. Though we could top deck another Kami. That'd be kind of sweet, right? Another Valkyrie is good, but not game-breaking. Alright. I don't love that. But let's do this. Oh, man, are you serious? Wow. What do we do? I mean, I'm just looking for cards at this point. This is the most ridiculous looking Kami of Transience I've had to date. Oh my goodness. We've literally only drawn runes and lands. At least if it was a Machiko's Reign of Truth, we could have won. Right? Would have pumped up for a bunch. Well, hopefully they don't have a removal card here. If they do, we're dead. Because then they're going to be able to gain a ton of life and come back. Well, that's not totally true. If we get something that's 2 power, we'd be able to play it and attack with it. So if they get rid of our creature and they only attack with their 2 angels, then like maybe. Nope. All right, so they're gaining a bunch of life here, which is 3, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Oh, they're going to get rid of another rune. How gross. Not getting rid of the borrowed time at any point, though. That's very interesting. All right, 2, 4, 5, 6. They have 6 power, so they still can't block effectively here. So now we need another Kami that we could pump, potentially, right? That's our next best play? Whoa, opponent. Well, it doesn't matter if we're not drawing anything. Jeez. I mean, we could attack with our land? That's something. What do we do? What do we do? What do we do? If we attack with the land, that's for 4. We can... Because I kind of want to save this Rune of Speed, truthfully. It could draw us into something, but we wouldn't be able to attack with it anyway. So I think this is the best play, as much as I don't like it. So we activate this for 4. I know the opponent's probably thinking, you have all those cards. What the hell are you doing? But when you got nothing, you got nothing. Okay. So they take 6. They go to 9. They still have 2 Valkyries. We have all the mana in the world. We just got to get something. A Catilda would probably be great here, too. Catilda with haste would be awesome. Voice of the Blast. Going to be annoying. All right. They go to 11. They have a 4-4. Still not crazy threatening. That's way worse for us, though. Because now that gets rid of another enchantment. Exactly. This is where you get rid of your borrowed time. Alright. Alright. Still not terribly bad off. Still have answers if we can find something. Alright. I mean, this is what we got to go with, I guess. Maybe find another borrowed time? No way. No. Come on. What? Wow. Wow. Yeah, we just lost. We literally drew no other creatures during the whole course of that game. Wow. Wow. Terrible. Okay, let's keep it. We are going to hope somehow that one of these naturalists lives. Playing against black-red, though. I'm going to assume they're both going to die a horrible death. I don't think that's an unreasonable assumption. Uh-oh. Oh, really? I was not expecting to get to this turn in this situation. Well, how things have changed. Not to say they don't actually possibly have a removal spell here. So let's keep that in mind. Okay. So let's be a little careful here. Do we want to play a second naturalist? Like, we know they've got a removal card here, right? So it's how do we want to play this out? I think we want to cast a rune on our visitor. And that gets us a card. We put the counter on the naturalist. Okay, that's not bad. Then we play Machiko's Reign of Truth. I'm going to put the counter here with the assumption that our naturalist is going to die. Oh, is it not? Or is it maybe the... Oh, I was going to say, maybe it's the, like, you're already dead or whatever the thing is. Like, if it's been dealt damage, that thing. But it was not the case. Okay, well... Assassin's Ink. What is that thing? 4 mana. Cost 1 less, cast if you control an artifact and enchantment, destroy an artifact. Okay, that's fine. Tis what it is. I think I want to play this. I'm going to go get a haste rune. And we're going to play this out. Oh, that doesn't do it. I forgot. This is in my hand. Duh. Got ahead of myself there. Well, on the plus side, we can just give it to Portrait of Machiko next turn, so I guess that's fine. Opponent could meat hook here. Invoke Despair. We have to each sacrifice a creature. Alright. Sacrifice an enchantment, sure. Well, that ain't bad now, is it? We like all the words on these cards. So, yeah. Put the counter there. Play this. Put the bonus there. And then we'll play this. Put a counter here. Actually, we'll put this on here. Then it triggers and we'll put a counter there. And we got another card. And we'll just attack. All right. I will play this on green, so we have double color everything, and we'll hold on to this Beseiju. All right. Got rid of a creature. You're still at 3, opponent. Can get rid of another. Fair enough. I mean, we give this a bonus, though. Yeah. I was like, works for me. Alright, so that was pretty interesting. The deck actually still plays pretty well, so I didn't play any different than I thought. However, I think having to make room for all of the runes does open the deck up for some instability of sorts, right? You do have draws where you can just get a bunch of enchantments, but like nothing to put on them, because you're giving up some of that space you would have for other creatures or things that generate creatures. So that's a little bit of a thing. I also feel like the third color does also add a little bit of problem there for when you get to cast things or how you have to choose stuff on your pathways, and that's a little bit tough. So I do think the Selesnya version has the benefit of consistency. However, I do really like the Rune of Speed. I think that would be the one card, if I could add it to the green-white list, that I would add, because just being able to, like we said, get that Portrait of Machiko or just top deck Kamigawa Transients and just have it immediately attack is actually really powerful. So I do like that, but I didn't really feel like I was gaining much from the Rune of Sustenance. I didn't feel like I was gaining much from the Rune of Might. However, I could see just adding Rune of Sustenance to the green-white deck and being cool with it, and then just playing the deck otherwise as is. But not having access to things like either Feladar's Retreat or Hallowed Haunting or just a pile of things, you know, the Wedding Announcement, you know, it's like lots of other things you get to play when you're playing just green-white that you have to miss out on by playing this to make room for the Runeforge champion, leads me to say that I probably would not play this version. Now, if you just like drawing cards and whatever, but we never really even got the crazy chain of cards. I even played more games off camera, and we didn't get the crazy like 4 or 5 runes in a row, crazy chains, like that just never happened. So it's not a consistent thing. I kept trying to play extra games to see if we could just get a game where it happened, but I think the most I played in a row was like 2, but I didn't like, I already had 1 in hand, so it wasn't really like I was chaining off a bunch of them. So I mean, it's cool. I think we got 1 game where we were able to draw into a rune, played a rune, and then we played like a Machiko's Reign of Truth that gave us a kill, so that's pretty sweet. But I think giving up that versatility is pretty tough, especially if your early creature gets killed and you hit them with like your, I don't know, all your eggs in one basket, so to speak. You can just end up in a really rough spot. So while I did like the deck, I had fun with it, and it was playable, and it won several games, I don't know if this is the deck I would play over the green-white version. I think I like the green-white version a bit more. Now for today's card spotlight, we're going to talk about Argothian Enchantress. Mostly because old schoolers are like, I remember that card. Yeah, you play this, you get to draw a card. It's awesome whenever you play an enchantment. And it's Shroud, which means you can't target it, and it's awesome. It's going to stay alive a while. Crazy part is, even with the reprint in Masters something, I don't remember the Masters set. Maybe did it get a reprint? I think it was Masters 25 maybe. I don't remember. But it does have a reprint, and even with that, this card has crept up over $30. So if you have some of these laying around, this might be the time to sell them, because now we're reaching that point that it's probably due for a reprint, if not this year, likely next year. So I can't imagine it's going to get up much higher before the price comes down. So not saying you need to sell them, but if you've been considering it, now is probably not a bad time. Now, don't forget, as always, the deck list will be down in the description below, along with links to our Facebook gaming page, our Twitch streams, and our Discords if you want to come by, hang out, show support, get deck help, all that wonderful stuff. Because I know a lot of you ask me to help with decks, whatever. We do a lot of that over on the Discord if you want to come by, or just come by our live streams. And if you would be so kind, please consider supporting the channel for as little as 99 cents. You can get a little something, be part of something, and you can help me out. And we have other levels if you want to check those out too. And then finally, if you don't do any of that, please remember to like the video, share the video if you can, if you know somebody who'd be interested. I think that helps so very much. Sharing and liking and commenting are some of the best things you can do for us. But if nothing else, please remember to subscribe, hit that notification bell, choose all notifications so you don't miss anything we have coming out. But that's all I have for you for now. We'll see you next time.